Hi, kamusta ka? Alam namin minsan parang ang bigat-bigat lahat. School, work, pamilya, expectations, parang paulit-ulit na lang. Tapos pagod ka na pero kailangan mo pa rin kumilos. Gusto lang namin ipaalala na hindi mo kailangang itago yung nararamdaman mo. You deserve a space where you can just be tired, sad, quiet, or healing. Kaya nandito ang Your Mental Health Ally Podcast. Pinag-uusapan natin dito yung iba't ibang topics para sa mental health wellness mo. May makakaintindi sa'yo, may kasama ka.
When it comes to bipolar kasi minsan sinasabi nila, ay moody lang yan, 'di ba? Pero by being bipolar, hindi lang siya basta pagiging moody. Kasi people go through ups and downs most of the time, right? But with bipolar kasi extremes yung sa bipolar. So one moment you're on top of the world, like parang you can conquer everything. And the other moment, bigla kang bagsak. Parang roller coaster siya na hindi mo mape-predict kung kailan aakyat and kailan bababa yung mood mo. So that's how bipolar works basically.
Yes, thank you, Christine. Kumbaga, there again, sa mga kababagong tune-in pa lang, thank you again for watching. There are two poles kasi, di ba, Christine, parang by. The one
Mhm.
is the mania and the other is the press.
Right.
Dun sa mga nanonood natin, pag when you say mania, ano ba yung nangyayari? Ano ba yung definition or meaning pag mania?
So mania is the other side of bipolar disorder, no? So regularly, sometimes naman may mga times na on a normal basis, uplifted yung mood natin, masaya tayo. But with people experiencing bipolar disorder or for those who are diagnosed with bipolar disorder, hindi lang sila basta masaya. Nandun sila sa parang karuruk-rurukan ng mood episode nila. But it doesn't come in sunshines most of the time kasi parang iniisip nila pagka mania kasi parang euphoric lang, parang masaya lang siya. Ay parang sana mania na lang, manic na lang ako palagi. Hindi siya ganoon. So, ang mania, what happens is it also comes in a form of agitation. May mga times bigla kang, alam mo, iritang-irita ka kahit hindi ka naman dapat mairita or agitated ka masyado, parang may marinig ka lang na hindi mo gusto, galit ka na agad. So most of the time, ganun yung sa mania. Yung iba naman, sobrang creative ng utak nila to the point na sobrang ang daming pumapasok na thoughts sa kanila. So iba-iba siya, but most of the time ganun siya. Energetic, I must say, kapag kami nasa manic episode. Ayun.
Yes, and for the benefit of our viewers, hindi ka naman agad ma-diagnose na may bipolar ka because there are uh, things that a
Mhm.
psychiatrist will consider. For example, yung number of, kung halimbawa, yung hindi ka naman pwede i-diagnose ko, one day parang I am sad and you are
Ah,
diagnosed with, meron silang mga tinitingnan.
yes.
Kumbaga, halimbawa, kung may problem ka na sa pagtulog in a certain number of weeks. Kumbaga, there are things, or agitation, yung kanilang binanggit ni Christine, yung irritability, ayan, yung mga loss of interest. So, there is a process. There is an assessment to be done by psychiatrists in particular pagdating sa pagda-diagnose. So hindi siya shooting the star. Alam mo yun, Chris? Hindi siya yung bara-bara lang. There is a
Totoo.
scientific way of diagnosing it. So how do, and I have another question, how
Mhm.
do the highs and lows of bipolar actually feel like for someone going through it?
Mhm.
Before you answer the question, I would like to ask you, Christine, if can you do you have this bipolar disorder, and kailan ba na-diagnose?
Yes. So thank you for asking that, Justin. So yeah, actually, I was already diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So there are like two types of bipolar disorder. From what I know, bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. So ako ay bipolar 2. I have bipolar 2 disorder. I was diagnosed 2022. So yun din, there's like scientific, no, parang, ano siya, merong way to diagnose talaga ng bipolar disorder. Hindi pwedeng, parang, ay, wala ako sa mood, tapos mamaya nasa mood ulit ako, hindi siya ganun. So,
Mm.
ayun.
So, ayun. Kumbaga, hindi siya hindi siya ngayon bara-bara ba na pag
Oh.
sinabi na kumbaga hindi siya pwedeng self-diagnosis. Kaya if you feel that kung meron kang something na nararamdaman na parang iba sa
Ah,
normal na ginagawa ng tao, it is okay to seek professional help. So pag-usapan pa natin 'yan later. So going back to the question, how do the highs and low of bipolar actually
mm-mm.
feel for someone like you and thousands of many diagnosed? In your experience, how how do you feel when you're going with the high and the lows of
Mm,
emotions? Mm-mm.
yeah. When it comes to like the highs of having bipolar, like the other side of the episode, no, the manic episode. So there are times burst of energy talaga siya. So parang feeling ko kaya ko lahat. Parang to the point na nung nag-aaral ako, para sabi ko kaya kong mag-cum laude. Mga ganong thoughts siya. Sobrang sobrang weird, no. Pero also another is like I'm so full of ideas. On the good side, let's talk about the good side of having manic episode. I mean,
Mm.
at least in my case, um, ano siya, I'm full of ideas. I'm full of business ideas. I'm full of energy to do like crafts and everything. Sobrang creative ng utak ko. And the downside of it is hindi ako nakakatulog. Kasi nga, and yung thoughts ng utak ko or yung processing ng utak ko ay sabay-sabay pumapasok yung thoughts to the point na parang yung dinescribe ko sa'yo before, Justin, na nagkwentuhan tayo before, na
Oo.
parang yung ideas ay umuulan siya tapos hindi mo na alam paano sasaluhin ang mga ideas. Ganun siya. Another is also on others, no, ako na experience ko din to. Um, impulsive spending, ayan. So, yan yung mga risk of having manic episodes, no? Impulsive spendings, mga risky decisions that might put us in danger. Kasi impulsive yung utak natin na parang hindi natin naiisip yung mga dangers na pwedeng maging outcome ng mga decisions natin. That's why it's really hard to make decisions when you're in the manic episode. And when it comes to like the lows naman, so ito yung medyo mahirap din. Pareho namang mahirap yung both sides, no? But sa depression kasi it's the opposite. So kung sa manic episode, you're full of energy, you're full of ideas. Depression naman, ito yung sobrang mahirap kasi you really cannot get out of bed. Yung iba, iniisip nila, nag-iinarte lang yan, tinatamad lang yan. Pero hindi siya ganun talaga. As in, ako na-experience ko, few months ago, I was battling with depression. I really can't get out of my bed. Kahit na pilitin ko yung sarili ko. But I have to work. Yun yung motivation ko na lang sa sarili ko eh. I have to work. I have to feed my family. I have to work for my family. Ganyan. So, para kang high functioning depression. Para kang naka-autopilot. Na etong ganitong oras, ito yung gagawin mo. Pagtapos na yung oras na to, okay, wala ka ng energy talaga. As in, wala. And another is, din, para siyang, alam mo yung para kang nakasuot ng glasses na parang black and white lang yung nakikita mo. Ganon yung pakiramdam ko nun. And to the point na minsan wala ka nang maramdaman. Ganon. So, ganon yung parang dimension ng emotions na pinagdadaanan ng isang taong may bipolar disorder.
Yun. Thank you so much for sharing that. Ayun nga rin yung mga nakuha kong feedback doon sa mga people with bipolar na
Mm.
alam mo yung ang taas when it comes to the highs, no? Alam mo, nililinis nila yung buong bahay. Oh, talagang there is
Yeah.
a good ano naman
On the
positive
good
naman. No?
side,
Yung
yes.
mga kaliit-liit ang dumi sa cabinet. Yan. nililinis nila. Kumbaga, you have full of energy. Sabi mo nga talagang parang it is raining of ideas and of thoughts. Kumbaga, it's racing and to the point na nakakapagod din yan. At tapos doon yung sa depressed talagang the feeling is low na parang ayun, ayaw mo nang tumayo, uh, ayaw mo nang mag-work. So, there are things that play important factors when it comes to addressing these concerns. Pag-usapan natin yan later. And next question is, why is it important to know the signs early? Even if they seem small at first. Before ka ma-diagnose, Christine, ano ba yung mga signs na mga nakita mo or ng parents mo or guardians mo before you seek professional help? Ano ba itong mga signs na to?
Okay. So, yeah, I actually had a couple of signs already. Tapos kasi before, psychology student kasi ko when I was in college. So, we have this subject before, abnormal psychology. Baka may mga viewers tayo dyan na na psychology students. No? Please lang wag tayo magsa-self-diagnose. Pero yung sa akin kasi, yung nung nag-aaral kami, una yon nag-aaral kami. So, parang ganito ko ganyan. Yung mga, parang, hindi naman siya checklist literally, but yung mga points, mga bullet points, how to diagnose someone with bipolar disorder. Meron kasi kaming book para doon. Sabi ko, parang ganito ko. Pero sabi nga ng professor namin, hindi kami magsi-self-diagnose. So, dinisregard ko siya. And then after that, my dad got hospitalized for 2 weeks back in 2021. So, that triggered my depression. Nung time na yun, hindi pa ako diagnosed talaga ng depression. But, I'm experiencing it already. Tapos, dahil nga, malala na siya, so trigger warning, but it might trigger other people. But I have thoughts already of hurting myself. So that's when I knew na okay, kailangan ko nang mag-seek ng help because this is not normal anymore. And I thank the Lord then kasi I had support system. I had people from our church na who supported me all throughout nung diagnosis ko hanggang sa completely na diagnose na ako. And another parang early signs nung hindi pa ako fully diagnosed, yun yung lagi akong biglang may ideas na minsan nagugulat sila, okay, iba na naman yung pinagkakaabalahan ko na crafts, para nagiging artsy na naman ako, ganyan. Tapos to the point na na-obsess ako doon na parang every like corners kumbaga nung inaaral kong crafts ay kailangan alam ko. Tapos, gagawin ko siyang business. Sobrang active ng utak kong mag-isip ng business ideas. Tapos tapos na pala yung manic episode ko, hindi ko pa alam na manic episode na siya. Ayoko na siyang gawin. So yun yung naging problema ko. So I have like both sides of depression and also the manic episode. And grabe ako gumastos before. Lalo kapag nasa manic episode ako, not knowing na manic episode na pala siya. So, ayun.
So it is really important to find out the signs that and
Yes.
to not be ashamed or to seek help. Alam mo 'yun? Kasi it is not sign of weakness. It
Yes,
is
yeah.
not sign na halimbawa yung lalo pag lalaki no, baka they are trying to keep it all by themselves. Baka sinabi na so sa mga viewers natin, uh it is good. It is to encourage people na
Yes.
if these are the signs tulad na sinasabi niya na mga signs na na-observe niya sa sarili niya, it is okay to encourage and support person na kumausap ng mga tao na mas marunong pa sa. Alam mo, Christine, yung mga iba na nakausap ko din, yung mga signs na meron sila na na-experience nila before they officially diagnose. Yung loss of interest ba? Yung mga ganyan,
Mm.
yung ayaw nang tumayo, ayaw nang kumain, ah, ayaw nang bumangon, ayaw nang pumunta sa school or
Oo.
ayaw nang mag-work. It could be in yun nga yung sign of yung mga sa depressed side. No? Yung
Mm.
iba naman yung talagang ako ang may-ari ng mundo, something like that. Yung talagang ang taas ng energy na hindi ko kailangan niyang mag-aral or mag-ano kasi alam ko na yan.
Oo, alam ko
So,
na yan.
these are the things that are signs na that a person, lalo na if kumbaga mahaba na yung kunwari 2 weeks na, kumbaga more than a week na nararanasan mo yun. For example, yung sleeping disturbance, yan. It
Yes.
can be yung mga agitation, yung sinabi mo kanina, loss of yung energy, exhaustion, or
Yes.
masyado na mataas ang energy, yan. So, yun din yung natutunan ko, Christine. So, thank you for that. So, let's go to the personal care and
Oh.
coping. What are the things that someone can do daily to take care of themselves if they have bipolar? Yung sa mga ating mga audience, they have bipolar. Kumbaga, it is part of it is part of the story. But it
Mm-mm.
is not the whole story. Alam niyo, you know that. Kumbaga, it is part of the struggle. But hindi ka broken person, hindi ka weak. Kumbaga, it is just part of your struggle that you can go through. And we can go through it if we have the knowledge. And
Yeah.
this knowledge can start with the self-care. So ano nga ba yung mga pwedeng ano ba yung tips and strategies of how we can take care of ourselves kung ikaw
Ayun.
ay merong bipolar?
Yes, tama, no? So, yung bipolar, hindi naman siya nawawala na parang, okay, ayoko na magka-bipolar, wala na akong bipolar. Hindi naman siya nag-work ng gano'n, no? So, it's really, really important that we do take care of ourselves. And so, one of the things that worked for me, and sinabi rin sa akin to ng psychiatrist and ng therapist ko, so we stick to our routine. So, it's really, really important na may routine tayo. So, like regular sleep, meal times, kailangan stable din siya. Tapos we also take our medications consistently. So kailangan consistent, hindi tayo pwedeng especially in my case no or sa mga viewers natin na may bipolar disorder. May mga times kasi na pag nakaramdam tayo ng parang okay na yung pakiramdam ko, ano na, parang normal na ako, ganyan, biglang mag-stop ng medicines, no? Hindi pwede siyang gano'n. So, yun din yung ilang beses na ni-remind sa akin ng psychiatrist ko na we have to take our medications consistently. So, kapag may mga pinrescribe sa ating gamot, most importantly, kung lagi natin siya nakakalimutan, mag-alarm tayo kasi it helps our brain to have balance or lalo na yung mga chemical imbalances ng brain natin. And also we track our mood. One of the things that I do is nagda-download ako ng mga apps that help me track my mood. So, okay, ngayong araw, ano bang mood ko? Kasi doon mo makikita na parang okay, ilang araw na akong masyadong mataas ang energy. So, makikita mo doon, matatrack mo na parang, okay, so parang paano na to? Papunta na ako sa manic episode or ilang araw na akong walang gana. So, makikita mo na, papunta na to sa depression. And another thing also is we limit our alcohol, caffeine, or alcohol or caffeine intake. Kasi nakaka-trigger talaga siya ng manic episodes. So, alcohol, ako hindi na, for the longest time, hindi naman ako nagdo-drink ng alcohol. But caffeine, may mga times kasi lalo nung sobrang busy sa work namin, grabe, alam ko nang bawal sa akin, pero I had to take caffeine. hindi siya naging maganda after kasi after naman nun, yun na nga nag-trigger ng aking manic episode. So, yun yung naging problem ko. And also, we stay connected to our friends or yung support system natin. Para rin na nakikita ba nila, na-check nila tayo from time to time. Kasi kung may bipolar ka, most likely hindi mo din talaga kayang ikaw lang mag-isa. You really, really have to have someone to check on you, either your parents, your friends, your closest family, and stuff like that.
Thank
Okay.
you so much, Christine. Alam mo, merong share sa akin yung isang psychologist na when it comes to handling or coping with mental health struggle, you can consider the biopsychosocial,
Mm-mm.
spiritual. Kumbaga, biological, like you mentioned mo, routine. Kapag gising mo, may mga routine ka na eh. Tulog. Hindi yung nagpa-power nap ka lang, Christina, sa office,
Mm-mm.
power nap lang ng 30 minutes, pero kung matulog ka, 3 hours lang. 'Di ba? It is difficult kung ang tulog mo lang 3 hours. Because repair sa ating katawan nangyayari when during the sleep. Tama ba, Christine?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
'di ba? Hindi ka napapansin ko rin, kahit ako, sarili ko, pag kulang ng tulog, parang ang dali mairita, alam mo yun?
Oo.
Madaling mainis, oo. Parang may something wrong. Ayun. Tapos binention niya din yung limit ng, halimbawa,
Caffeine.
kape. Yan, no? Caffeine. Yung iba doon talagang it cause palpitation. It
Palpitations.
cause,
Tsaka stomach.
alam mo yung,
Yeah.
oo. Sabi nga talaga ng mga professional na as much as possible, we have to limit or to avoid itong mga caffeine na to. Instead, we can drink water. Yeah. There is nothing wrong with taking water. Alam mo yung pag tubig, parang ang ganda ng mood mo eh. Mas maano eh. Iba ang nagagawa ng water. It can flush out the
Mm-mm.
mga, lalo pag umaga, Christine, pag inom ka ng tubig, 'di ba? Try mo uminom ng mga puro soft drink, kape every morning. It's something that can affect your um, health. And
Yes.
stay connected talagang. We cannot take it all by ourselves. Kasi nga, ang ganda na sinabi mo na, alam mo yon, kailangan mo din ng, yung may hingahan. Alam mo yun, maganda, kailangan mo rin ng makakakwentuhan eh. In your experience, sino ba usually yung yung body system mo? If you can share.
Yeah. Before, my best friend, so she knows what I was going through talaga, like every step, every detail. And also I had my church family then. They know we have this thing called discipleship kasi sa church. So they also, yung nagde-disciple sa akin ay chine-check niya rin ako from time to time. So salamat din talaga na meron akong mga ganong support system during that time. I actually don't have my family though because hindi kami magkasama sa bahay ng parents ko during that time. So, ayun.
Ayun. Then you mentioned something interesting, mood tracker. Alam mo,
Yeah.
meron din ako niyan eh. Kasi meron akong online diary. Tapos
Uh,
meron dong ilalagay mo kung what is your mood for
what
today.
is your mood for
Oo.
today?
What is your, tapos may mga template yan, may mga color yan. Pwede ka mag-attach ng pictures. Kumbaga, you can see yung mga moods mo at you can realize kung if there is something wrong, at least you can see from the day to day. Tsaka alam mo um, yung pagsusulat, pagjo-journal, it really
Yes.
helps, you know. If you are full of emotion, just write it down. At it helps in a way na it calms you eh. And pag binasa muli, may mga matututunan ka rin. And that
Mm-mm.
can help you manage your emotions and other things for your mental health. So, the next question is, Christine, how do you know when you are starting to feel off, or
Mm-mm.
meaning you are feeling not right emotionally? Parang may hindi okay ata dito. Something like that. Before
Mm.
it becomes too overwhelmed. Ano ba yung nararamdaman mo?
For that 'no, before siya maging overwhelming sa'kin napapansin ko na 'yan kapag kunwari hindi ako nakakatulog ng maayos. Do'n siya nagsa-start kasi sabi rin ng psychiatrist ko talaga before 'no, importante talagang tulog especially with people with diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So, kapag hindi ako nakakatulog diyan na siya, mainit na yung, ulo tapos o kaya naman kapag hindi ako nakakatulog tapos kinabukasan parang ang taas pa rin ng energy ko, medyo binabantayan ko na yung sarili ko niyan, "Oh, bakit parang ang taas ng energy ko, ilang oras lang yung tulog ko." Tapos, o kaya naman kahit alam mo yung naka 8 hours ka naman ng tulog pagkagising mo gising parang pagod na pagod ka. So, yun din yung mga binabantayan ko sa sarili ko and kapagka nakikita ko na siya, parang kumbaga yung body mo, it's giving you cues na,
Mm.
"Okay, eto na yung mga parating na episode, eto na, you have to look out for these signs." Kasi kapag hindi mo siya binantayan, hindi ka mindful sa kung ano yung sinasabi ng katawan mo sa'yo, bigla kang mag-outburst kasi, na parang hindi mo namamalayan, "Ay, manic episode na ako." Wala, naubos na yung savings mo kasi nag-impulsive spending ka o kaya agitated ka na sa mga tao sa bahay. So, hindi nila naintindihan na may pinagdadaanan ka na pala. So, yun yung mga tinitignan ko sa sarili ko before it becomes too overwhelming for me.
It is really important talaga that you have psychoeducation, no? When it
Mm.
comes to this matters. Ito yung mga things that you have to watch for. And when
Yeah.
these things happen, you know what to do next. Yun, yung tulog, tapos yung mga other, yung mga sinabi mo kanina na these are the signs that you have to watch. Kaya yung ano, yung based dun sa mga conversation ko, sometimes they write it in a journal. So we go back to journal. Na ito yung mga listahan na pwede mo siyang i-review from time to time. So that alam mo yung gagawin mo. Halimbawa, tawag dito, if you feel so overwhelmed or feel na parang, alam mo yung flight of ideas, yung mga talon ng talon na ano, na mga ideas or racing thoughts or kahit mga simple breathing exercise, you know. Simple na at inhale, exhale lang po. Inhale, tapos hold your breath for 3 seconds. Uh, kumbaga, whenever you list them down, you list them. Kumbaga, you have the guide eh.
Yeah.
And nakikita mo lahat. Makakatulong din sa'yo.
Yes, that's right.
Ayun. So, what should someone do
Mm.
during depressive episode to stay grounded or calm? Ano kayang magandang gawin if you have this kind of depressive episode, Christine?
Yeah, during the time, just to share though, also Justin, few months ago, I battled with depression din talaga and wala talaga akong gana gumawa ng kahit ano sobra. Pero, one thing na natutunan ko, especially, I was also going through therapy during that time kasi I know I had to help myself, to get better then. So, isa sa mga sinabi sa akin dun ay start small. So, hindi mo kailangan kasi kapag nasa depressive episode ka, as in parang kumbaga sa battery ng cellphone, nasa 1%, 2% na lang ang energy mo. So, you really, really have to, hindi mo kailangan puwersahin yung sarili mo na, okay, ito yung mga tasks na alam mong kailangan mong gawin, pero hindi mo siya magawa kasi lalo ka frustrate nun. So, you start small. Ano yung pinaka madaling gawin or ano yung pinaka-capable na kaya mong gawin during that time. Let's say, for example, when you get out of your bed, kaya mo bang ligpitin kahit papaano yung bed mo? If you can, then do so. Let's say, for example, kaya mo bang lumabas para maglakad at least 15 minutes? If you can, then do so kasi it will really, really help you like boost your mood. Another thing is also breathe. Tama yung sinabi mo kanina, Justin, no, na breathing exercise that really helps a lot. Kasi when you breathe, one thing I learned with my therapist, when you breathe, kasi let's say for example, the inhale, exhale exercise, it signals your body that your brain is safe. Or it signals your brain that you're actually safe na hindi ka naka-fight or flight mode or hindi ka naka-freeze mode lang. And also Let someone know kasi when you are going through depression, marami yung iba, hindi na magaganda yung mga naiisip nila. So you really, really have to talk to someone. Let them know. And also, journaling really helps. Kasi, especially kapag ka nasa depressive episode ka, sobrang dark ng thoughts mo, sobrang clouded ng mga thoughts mo na minsan hindi ka na nakakapag-isip ng tama. So you write everything down. That also helped me a lot when I was going through something. So, you write everything kasi para kang nag-unload. When you do journaling kasi para kang nag-unload ng thoughts mo. And also, you have to be kind to yourself. Hindi ka lang basta nagre-rely sa ibang tao, but you also have to help yourself. You have to be kind to yourself na hindi ka forever nasa depressive episode and this too will pass. Yun yung sinasabi nila, no? This too will pass. It shall be over na mga ganyan-ganyan. But that's true. Kahit na pakiramdam mo, hindi mo siya kayang paniwalaan. Kasi during that time, it's really, really hard for me to be kind to myself. Kahit na paulit-ulit na sinasabi ng therapist ko na hindi, kailangan mong maging kind sa sarili mo. Parang paano ba yun? Pero as you go along, you really, really have to like, let yourself know na okay lang yan, yung pinagdadaanan mo, okay lang yan. So, you just have to talk to yourself nicely. Hindi mo kailaban yung sarili mo, kailangan mo siyang tulungan. So, yun yung sa akin, Justin.
And thank you for that. And I would like to thank our viewers. Until now, they are watching and talagang they are showing interest when it comes to our conversation about this thing. And yes, talaga namang you have to be kind and compassionate and gentle with yourself. Kasi will if you will try um to be hard to yourself, it is very difficult eh. For example, ako ngayon sinisipon ako na Christine. But I have to take care of myself. I just go to Watson's and buy some medicine eh. Because it is it is a way of taking care of myself eh. I
Yes.
cannot take it all by myself na kaya ko lang ito, ganito lang yan, bukas wala na yan eh. It is a simple way of telling to yourself that um, take care. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Sabi nga kasi, yung last time, natutunan ko din, yung having a bipolar is part of your story. Pero it is not the entire story of your life. You can go through it, you can still walk, you can talk, you can do anything that normal person can do. Sometimes mas better pa. And that's right na there are things that you have to consider. Sabi mo nga, medicines,
Yes.
kanina, routine, social connections, and others. Kumbaga, it is kumbaga team effort to, no? Christine.
Yes.
And more importantly, you have to be kind din sa sarili mo when it comes to, kasi ikaw yung tutulong din sa'yo, kumbaga mindset mo rin. So, what about the other side? What can help during the manic episode? How can you help someone during a manic episode to
Mm-mm.
feel more in control? Ano naman yung ma-share mong insight dun sa mga nakakaranas ng manic, nasa mania naman sila?
Okay. So, during the manic phase naman, no, we might feel, we're feeling amazing, pero, kapag ka nasa manic episode tayo kasi, sometimes, it can actually get out of hand. So parang ngayon parang ang saya-saya mo lang. So parang okay, iti-treat ko yung sarili ko kasi parang deserve ko naman. Hanggang sa nag-overspend ka na pala. So ano ba yung mga ginagawa natin para doon? So we also, first is we avoid stimulants. Stimulants, ibig sabihin yung mga coffee, mga energy drinks na pwede mag-intensify ng energy natin. Kasi all the more na marami tayong energy, marami tayong pwedeng gawin na baka yung iba, we're not supposed to do, pero ginagawa na natin siya. Kaya overflowing yung energy natin. Pangalawa is also, we call our accountability person. So, yung parang taong pinagkakatiwalaan mo. You call them, you let them know na, okay, this is what I'm going through right now. I think I'm in manic episode. So at least they can go ahead and tell you na, okay, let's slow down. Ano ba itong mga ginagawa natin? So at least meron kang parang kumbaga someone that's watching you or someone that is guiding you or helping you get through your manic episode. And still, we stick up to your meds kasi kapag nasa manic episode tayo, ito yung episode kasi ng bipolar disorder na feeling natin we're doing okay already, but it's a trap kasi kapag nag-stop ka ng medicines, ayun dyan na susunod yung mga imbalance ng chemicals ng brain natin. And also, next is still journal, stress ball, or even um, pampakalma. Parang kumbaga ako ang ginagawa ko kapag alam kong sobrang overflowing ng energy ko. Meron akong mga scented candles dito that might help also. Mga lavender scents, mga something that is relaxing. Kasi alam mo yung parang it puts you to good mood but at the same time, it helps you relax your brain. Na parang paunti-unti siyang nagsha-shutdown hanggang sa makatulog at makapagpahinga ka. So yun naman yung sa akin na at least nag-work during the time that I was in manic
Alam mo,
episode.
ang daming strategies na shinare mo. No? Yung pagbili lang ng mga scented candles, no? Yung pagbili lang ng yung alam mo yung mga, na, yung mga perfume na sa mga center mo
Room
sa
spray.
bahay. Oo, yung mga spray-spray. Tapos
Yes.
yung mga nagre-release lang ng parang mga, ano yung may mga moist na mababango. Ayun, scented candle, mga scented mga aromatic,
Uh-huh.
and it helps
Mga
really.
diffusing oils, mga
Oo,
ganun.
mga oil. Meron nga ako dyan in case na gusto kong magpabango na kwarto, may ini-spray lang ako. Alam mo, maganda sa mood kapag meron mga ganyang mga materials. So, I hope you get something doon sa shinare niya. So, let's go about naman sa support system. Though, na-mention mo na din kanina ito, but let us discuss how can family or friends show support without being controlling or judgmental? How important na ba ang isang family or friends ay hindi judgmental or controlling?
Okay. So yeah, it's really important na we know na we have someone who doesn't want to control us. Especially speaking through an experience with have by experience of having bipolar disorder. Minsan kahit wala kang bipolar minsan nakakairita kasi yung alam mo yung pakiramdam na sometimes they think they know what you need and i-impose nila yun sa'yo. Minsan hindi siya masaya sa pakiramdam. So, ano ba yung mga kailangan natin gawin as a family or friend to show support without being too controlling or judgmental sa mga pinagdadaanan ng mga kasama natin. No? So, una, we listen to them without trying to like fix them. Kasi minsan someone who has bipolar, gusto lang namin magsabi what we are going through. Sometimes we know what to do. Yun yung problema doon. We know what to do, but um, kailangan lang namin ng someone na magva-validate na okay, ito tama yung ginagawa mo, tama yung gagawin mo, mga ganyan. And also, next is we ask, but we don't assume. It's always safe that we also ask them, ano ba yung kailangan nila? How can you help them? Kasi pwedeng, for example, sa akin, no, ito yung kailangan ko. Pero itong second person na may bipolar disorder, this is not something that she needs or he needs, 'di ba no? So you ask, you confirm to them, ito ba kailangan mo ba tong ganito or ito ba makakatulong ba to sa or anong klaseng help yung kailangan mo. And speaking with help, then asking help or seeking help, someone na yung mga friends natin na may bipolar, sometimes mahirap silang mag-seek ng help because of the judgment din. So, we make sure din na tayong mga friends and family, we make them feel na genuine yung concern natin sa kanila. Not for the sake na parang, okay, natanong ko naman na siya, so parang check. Parang checklist, hindi natin siya gagawing checklist, but we show compassion sa mga kasama natin. And also, maganda din to yung mga ganitong talk, no? Kasi it helps yung mga friends and families na may mga kasamang may bipolar disorder. It's really important that you guys also, like, educate yourself. Ano ba yung mga cases ng meron sa bipolar, ano yung pinagdadaanan nila. That's also one thing that could also really help them a lot. Kasi makikita nila yung efforts nyo na okay, inaalam nila yung sitwasyon ko. So, alam mo yung pakiramdam na parang mayroong taong may pakialam sa'yo. Ganon yung pakiramdam. So, yun yung sa akin, Justin.
Yes, kasi when someone listens to you non-judgmentally, it is so reassuring. Alam mo yan, it is so validating na may nakikinig sa'yo at hindi yun nag-advise lang. Yung ano, eto dapat mong gawin. Tapos,
Ah,
it is so wrong sa ating mga viewers na let us not compare, kunwari, your life dun sa tao na kinakausap mo na ako nga pinagdaanan, madami ko lang pinagdaanan sa buhay. Parang maliit lang yan, alam mo yun? They're trying to fit your life to to the life of others. Pero hindi siya nakakatulong. It is not something that can help the person na oo, mo lang, alam mo yon, drama lang yan. But we help you listen. Alam mo yung presence mo lang, yung pakikinig mo lang, it is a big powerful parang tulong mo na doon sa sa taong yon na may bipolar. So, it is kumbaga sa atin din we have to be a good listener. Hindi yung being judgmental doon or um we are trying to uh, tell them na kakaiba kasi it is big dahil ito yung sakit mo kaya ka ganyan. It is not something that we can it is not helping those kundi we can listen to them more without judging them. So ayun talaga kumbaga you can masasabi mo the friend ikaw you are friend indeed kapag ganun yung mo tulong mo din sa kanila. So what should you say to someone who tells you, it is all in your head, di ba? It is all in your head. Usually, sinasabi nila yung Christine na alam mo na sa isip mo lang yan, ano lang yan, mindset lang yan, alam mo yon kulang ka lang sa pray or it is all in your head. Ano naman yung advice mo dun sa mga taong nagsasabi ng ganun?
Dun sa mga taong nagsasabi nung it's all in your head, literally speaking, yes, it is. Literally speaking, yes, it is naman kasi talaga. Kasi everything is going inside your brain or inside our brain. So, kung sinabi niyo sa akin na it's all in your head, yeah, it is. It is inside my head. Wala
Yes.
tayong magagawa doon. I mean, ako personally, ganun talaga yung sasabihin ko pag sinabi sa akin na, or actually kasi nasabihan na rin ako niya, nasa utak mo lang yan. Tama naman, nasa utak ko naman talaga siya. Pero, dun sa mga taong hindi dinadamdam yon kasi syempre, kidding aside, no, masakit din naman kasi talagang makarinig ng gano'n, no? Doon sa mga taong nakakarinig ng gano'n, na sinasabi nilang it's all in your head, we can go ahead and let them know na it might not be true to you kasi hindi mo siya na-experience, but it's true to me. So, we can go ahead and explain to them at least, the very least lang, parang try to make them understand. But if they cannot understand pa din, then wala na tayong magagawa talaga doon. And for those people din naman na sinasabi na it's all in your head or sila mismo yung nagsasabi nun, no? Um, I hope that you guys can be more compassionate kasi what we're going through is not easy. And hindi namin to parang hiniling na sana magka-bipolar ako. Hindi. Kasi kung kunwari ako personally, kung ako papipiliin, okay lang sa akin kung wala akong, okay naman, okay ako na may bipolar ako kasi tanggap ko na yung situation ko. But, kung pwede lang na wala to sa akin, it would be better, right? Kasi parang sometimes may mga thoughts ako ni, ano kayong pakiramdam ng normal ka lang, wala kang mood episodes, mga ganon, diba? But yeah, I pray na yung mga tao nagsasabi ng ganon is will be more compassionate with other people. Kasi ako personally, I wouldn't wish other people to experience what I went through. just by having bipolar disorder. So,
Ayun. Kaya it is really important that there is a mental health awareness sa mga tao so they can be more knowledgeable about what others are going through. Na you try to put yourself in others so you can be more, sabi mo nga, compassionate and gentle and careful with the use
mm-mm.
of language. Kasi hindi mo naman kasalanan na alam na nagkaroon ka ng defect or problem when it comes to chromosomes, di ba? It can go down to the genes. Hindi mo naman pinili yun eh. Hindi rin naman pinili na magulang mo yun. So, it is for us to be more understanding and compassionate. Kumbaga, mas maging inclusive yung society. And it would be a better world kung ganyan ang ating treatment sa ating kapwa. And it is a good din naman sa government din natin through the OH and other concerned agency that they are really doing information campaign or awareness kahit sa mga NGO so that mas marami ang nakakaalam ng ano nga ba yung mga how to be more careful, how to be more compassionate, and more knowledgeable sa mga iba-ibang illness. Not only bipolar, but other mental health illness. Whether it is GAD, ayan, ang mga MDD, or major depressive disorder, or mga borderline personality disorder. And it is good. So, thank you once again sa mga nanonood sa atin, sa ating YouTube. Last time, Christine, ang mga pinag-usapan namin, mga overcoming self-limiting beliefs, managing emotions. So, thank you sa mga returning and talagang they are spending time to learn more for your mental health and your mental wellness. So, let's continue. What is one thing people with bipolar wish others understood better? Ano kaya yung ah, sana alam ng ibang tao about sa ganitong condition? Parang,
Mm.
what do you think?
Okay. So, one thing na parang ako personally as a bipolar patient, I wish that other people understood na hindi kami parang speaking to a perspective of someone diagnosed, no. We don't label us na eto may bipolar kasi to eh. Wag ganon. I encourage everyone to be kind. Kasi sometimes yung iba kasi, ay kasi may bipolar yan eh. O kaya, parang kumbaga sinasabi nilang mood swings, ganyan, or unstable kasi siya. We are also humans, no? We are a daughter, we are a son, we are friends and also a family member as well. And we are also ano ba, meron din kumbaga ano rin kami, workers, artists din kami. So hindi naman natin kailangan na parang kaawaan ang mga taong may bipolar, but treat them with respect. Yun yung sa akin, Justin. Parang I encourage everyone to be respectful, to be compassionate, and don't define other people, not just bipolar, but also other mental disorders din. Na don't label them just with their disorder or their diagnosis. Kasi they are not their diagnosis as well. Hindi natapos ang life when they become a patient of a mental disorder. So,
Yes, I agree talaga. We have to be more compassionate human being as ganun naman talaga ang mabuting tao, di ba? So we have to be more understanding because we are not created to label, alam mo yon. Ikaw
mm-mm.
PWD, ikaw meron kang bipolar, meron kang tawag dito,
It's
depression.
so,
It
yeah.
is kumbaga it's ang tingin ko doon Christine, it tells something dun sa taong nagsasalita noon eh. Kumbaga, it is kumbaga, it reflects who you are. But
A
if it's more,
reflection of who they are.
if you have more compassion and you know how to listen well, it tells you who you are also. This is the kind
Yeah.
of person that you are. Kumbaga, you are compassionate, you are understanding, you know how to deal with other people, and that makes you a good and good citizen of this country. Hindi naman ibig sabihin you bipolar ka, you are no longer you can no longer function. You can still function, you can still work. You
Yes.
have the medicines naman and the support systems, and you can these people can be more creative, di ba? You can use their talents. It is not something na alam mo sinisingle out ng ating lipunan. But
Mm-mm.
we have to be more accepting and inclusive as members of our society. So let's go, Christine, with one of the most important thing is treatment and self-management. How do medication and therapy help manage uh, people with bipolar? Medication first. How important is it?
It's really important, no? May mga iba-iba kasing medications for bipolar disorder. So again, to our viewers, please don't self-medicate. Hindi porket nag-work, let's say for example, ako ito yung gamot na iniinom ko. Hindi pwedeng ito rin yung gamot na iinumin nitong kasama ko may bipolar kasi depende pa rin yan, case to case basis kasi yan, tinitignan yan ng mga psychiatrist natin. So it's really important that we take medications. For one, kasi may imbalance na kasi sa utak natin. So yung gamot, ang ginagawa niya kasi is it helps to manage or balance the chemicals in our brain. So ayun yung purpose niya. And kapag nag-stop tayo immediately kasi ng gamot, may side effects din siya. So, it's best to really consult your psychiatrist. And also ngayon, nakikita ko na rin, meron ng mga free psychiatric treatments or psychiatric consultations already. Metro Manila, in Mandaluyong, meron na, PGH, meron din, diba? And some other hospitals that offers very low psychiatric consultation fees as well. So I really encourage everyone na may pinagdadaanan ng mental disorder to get diagnosed and take their medications as well. And therapy, may mga cases kasi na yung your psychiatrist might not recommend therapy yet kasi may mga iba-ibang therapy approach na ginagawa sa patient na baka kapag ginawa siya agad ng hindi careful, lalong matrigger yung patient. So, case-to-case basis siya. Pero yung therapy kasi, it also helps to process your thoughts. So, it also helps you learn coping tools and also understand your triggers as well. So, that's why it's really important to go through therapy as well. But again, you also still have to consult your ako personally nag-consult ako sa psychiatrist ko kasi before going through therapy. So ayun, yun yung sa akin.
And I would like to add,
Mm.
yung if you have any concerns about medications, the government and other through its proper agencies, nagbibigay
Mm.
sila ng mga free
Free free
medications. Meron nga
medications.
ako,
Yes.
Christine, na natulungan. Kailangan niya ng quetiapine, yung isang
Mm.
medicine, medyo mahal yun eh. Na
Mahal.
parang tama ba?
Yes.
Medyo mahal daw yung
Medyo
quetiapine.
mahal.
Oo.
Oo.
And through the government, nagbigay naman sila, though ikakat mo na lang siya, di ba? Kasi minsan,
Oo.
kunwari 200 milligrams, so you will have to cut it para
Oo.
maging 100 milligram. So, there
Ihatiin mo.
are agencies, nakakatulong naman na meron naman mga free medicines na bibigay ng olanzapine, ano ba, escitalopram, ayan,
Ribotril.
oo.
Yes.
Yung mga quetiapine. So, it is for us na i-open na sarili natin. We can search. And it is really good na mag-join ka sa mga support group tulad ng support group namin ni Christine diyan sa if you want to know, you can message us or chat it in the chat box. So, if you are interested to join the support group, tapos yung sinasabi mo na kanina na if there are concerns about medicines, halimbawa may side effects, ano
Mm.
ma-advise mo sa kanila kapag may mga side effects na nararanasan yung mga
Mm.
nagte-take nun?
Advice that I can give to them, let your psychiatrist know na parang,
Yes.
Dok po, etong gamot na 'to nagsusuka ako after. So at least they can go ahead and adjust the dosage, adjust the medication, or baka mamaya hindi mo alam may allergy ka pala dun sa medication. So at least they can go ahead and adjust it for you. Wag tayong magse-self-medicate, or wag tayong magde-decide na, ay, nagsusuka ako dito, mag-stop na lang ako. Hindi. Kasi minsan naman, sa umpisa lang yan, or ano lang siya, parang kumbaga, nag-a-adapt pa kasi yung katawan mo with all the chemicals na meron dun sa gamot na tinitake mo. And then after a while, kapag okay na siya, then magno-normal na siya. And also, during your consultation din naman, you can go ahead and also ask your psychiatrist, and they're gonna let you know then as well na ito yung kailangan mong i-expect, na ito yung mga side effects and stuff like that. So,
Oo. So you have to be honest and
mm,
maintain good communication with your doctor. So
yes.
kasi Christine, yung iba na ayun nga ang concern nila tumataba,
Tumataba.
sila
Yeah.
nagsusuka, di matulog or sobrang tulog, yung mga ganyang concerns. It is not it is not advisable to self-medicate and to stop medication. Kasi
Yeah.
sabi sa akin nung isang may bipolar, may meron siyang bipolar 2, tinigil
Mm.
niya yung medications eh. So, it worsened, napunta siya sa 1. Kaya
Oh.
things become more difficult to
Ah.
handle. Yun. So, it is really important to have, to maintain a good communication and be honest with your doctor about your medicines. So, is it okay to take meds long term? And why do some people stop taking them? Bakit nga ba yung iba tumitigil?
Um,
Mm-mm.
Dun sa gamot, no, ako for me, kasi parang yung sa akin, personally, ako yung gamot na tinitake ko ngayon, para na siyang maintenance.
Oo.
So, it's okay na nagtitake ka ng gamot. And also, though baka kasi yung iba yung concern nila, baka hindi ba yan masama sa atay? Kasi yung atay, parang baka mamaya ma-dialysis naman sila and all that. Ako personally, ang ginagawa ng doctor ko, every 6 months, merong lab workouts na pinapacheck sa akin. So, for me personally, okay lang. Okay lang na mag-take ng gamot long term kasi it really helps you lessen the episodes, and hindi siya mag-worsen yung mga symptoms na na-experience natin, mga episodes na na-experience natin. And hindi siya okay na, yun nga, yung napag-usapan natin kanino, no, na nag-stop ng meds. Yung iba kasi nagsa-stop sila ng meds kasi minsan hindi na ma-afford. Kasi alam naman natin na sobrang mahal ng medications for mental disorders. And also, yung iba nagsa-stop naman kasi feeling nila okay na sila. Which is, again, it's a trap. Hindi. Ano siya, hindi ka okay talaga pag naiisip mo, okay na ako, so magsa-stop na akong mag-meds. So, hindi. Ano siya, you still have to take your meds all the more kasi naiisip mo nang, okay na ako eh. Kaya ko na ng walang gamot. So, ayun.
Alam mo yung Christine, just to make a comparison, para kang halimbawa may high blood ka o
Oo,
hypertension, di ba merong mga, yung iba pabata na ng pabata na may maintenance.
ayun.
Halimbawa
Oo.
yung losartan, di ba yung mga ganyan yung simvastatin, yung mga cholesterol. So parang it does not make parang similar rin eh. You can make it as a maintenance so you can alam mo, you function better, di ba? You can do things
That's right.
better, you can live in a normal way. Parang there is nothing wrong naman if it becomes your maintenance. Eh. If it is, there is sabi nga nila yung, kunwari, losartan yung sa mga high blood. What is 5 pesos lang naman or 6 pesos lang naman, di ba? And, para makontrol naman yung yung
Blood.
hypertension. And if you, kumbaga mag-stop ka nun, bad things can happen afterwards. So, can you say naman about this?
Mm.
What if someone is afraid to see a doctor or to ask for help? What can you
Mm.
say naman doon sa mga nanatakot na check up?
Well, that's valid.
Yes.
That's a valid concern na parang nakakatakot pumunta sa doktor kasi minsan yung iba sinasabi nila kapag na-diagnose sila, confirmed na meron talaga silang sakit, that something is wrong with them. But I hope that this also serves an encouragement to seek professional help kasi at first you will feel na parang nakakatakot siya kasi parang nakakatakot nga namang ma-diagnose with something, 'di ba, no? But it's also a comfort then at the same time kasi dahil may diagnosis na, you know what to do. You know na how to handle your situation. Let's say for example, you're not yet diagnosed or in my case, nung hindi pa ako diagnosed, hindi ko talaga alam kung ano yung gagawin ko. Akala ko normal lang na pinagdadaanan ko tong mga episodes na to, not knowing na I'm going through manic episode and depressive episode na pala. No? But when I got diagnosed, that's the time na I can feel better pala, na it's not the end of the world yet, na um, hindi ko kailangang i-deal to or parang alam mo yung antayin na lang siya matapos kasi may solusyon. So,
Mm-mm.
it's like um you feel parang in comparison lang din kagaya ng ginawa mo kanina Justin no na um parang sa cancer, let's say for example, ang bigat ng cancer, no? Pero para sa cancer, alam mo or possible na meron kang cancer dahil ito yung mga na-experience mo. Pero the moment na you got diagnosed with cancer, at least you know you have treatment options already. Hindi ka lang naka-confine dun sa parang, okay, may cancer ko, that's it. Hindi siya naka-confine ng ganun. Meron kang broad options of what to do. So at least that's the kind of help that you can give to yourself and to your family members as well, or the people around you as well.
Kaya important din na maganda yung support system mo eh. Yung mga
Yes,
friends na nakapaligid sa'yo, yung family members,
family.
the encouragement and support for you to seek professional help. Kumbaga, mas napapabilis eh. Na pupush ka na not to be afraid. O kumbaga, of course, number one nga, kumbaga, to validate the feelings na yung natatakot nga yan, na
Mm.
baka kasi, baka kung ano sabihin. But if you know your family is at your back, your friends are there to listen to you without being judgmental, what will hold you back to know, kumbaga, what is going through sa sarili mo. If you know na meron kang talagang support system. Kaya, yung yung ano, important talaga yung kahit ano, after you diagnose, what will you do next? Yung
Mm.
family support system na ano. O yung iba, tawag dito, family support group. May mga ganyan, Christine, ako nasamahan na they have community of ano eh. These are the people who are diagnosed with sabihin na natin ano, anxiety,
The-
bipolar, depression. So, sasama-sama sila. Then they conduct halimbawa yung mga monthly Zoom meetings and they talk self-care and they talk ano yung mga relapse or what they are doing to do. Yan. Yung mga strategies. So, hindi lang ano siya eh. It is not, kumbaga, you are seeking ano, professional help, medicines, hindi lang natatapos doon eh. Kung may medicines ka na okay na eh. You can ano eh, you can do something else after. Yung the support group. Kasi if
Mm.
you have the support group eh, tinutulungan ka nila na mga validate na it is okay to take the medicine. Huwag titigil. If you have the problem, alam mo yon, just continue it. Kung may mga side effects, just tell the doctor. So, let's go with the mental health awareness. Why is it so important to talk about bipolar and mental health openly? Bakit nga ba?
Yeah, because one thing is because kasi kapag ka nanahimik, oo, inom sa nanahimik. Pero kasi kapag hindi natin siya pinag-usapan, hindi magiging educated yung mga tao that this kind of condition exists. 'Di ba, no? So, for me also, for so long, people have been afraid to speak up about what's going on inside our minds and our hearts, no? So, minsan natatakot kasi tayong matawag na baliw or madrama. Pero the truth is, mental health is just actually as important as your physical health. 'Di ba, no? So, health pa din siya. Kasama pa rin siya sa health. And also, we talk about bipolar disorder or mental disorder in general to also break the shame and normalize seeking help. Kasi ito yung naging problema for the past few years na parang before natatakot, nakakahiya kapag sinabi mong pumupunta ka sa isang psychiatrist. 'Di ba? Kasi parang sasabihin nila, ay, baliw, pumupunta ng psychiatrist, ay, may ano to, may tama sa utak. Minsan ganun yung na, mga naririnig natin, no? Pero, now that a lot of people are getting educated already with this kind of situation or this kind of illness, we don't just call people who are going to a psychiatrist baliw. Hindi na natin sila tinatawag ng ganun kasi it's getting normalized already. And it's being accepted as well. Hindi na siya nagiging stigma. It's also one way of breaking the stigma as well. And also, another is it's also a form of helping others or encouraging others to get checked before it's too late. Kasi baka mamaya sobrang lala na pala nung sitwasyon ng isang tao na it's too late for them to seek help. And we don't want that to happen as well. And also, para makita ng mga tao din na hindi sila mag-isa, na parang hindi lang sila yung taong na-diagnose ng ganito. And it's not the end of the world. It's not hopeless. We're not hopeless pa. Wala pa tayo sa hopeless na situation. So,
Yun. Kaya it is good to have this kind of conversation na
mm,
we give information, we give insights, and we have this open conversation about mental health and about mental health disorders. If you know si Cara David, yung
yes,
journalist, di ba?
she
She's
has
openly saying,
bipolar disorder.
napapa-check up ako sa psychiatrist. Then, this is the kind of conversation that there is nothing wrong with it. If you have the
Yeah,
problem, kasi katiwala psychologist, they can give you other perspective na
perspective.
hindi mo naman nakikita. 'Di ba? So, kahit pa paano nga Christine, that society is gradually being open na rin sa mga ganitong usapan. Though siguro sa mga dulo-dulong mga lugar na mga things are still mataas sa stigma. But through the passage of time, tumataas na seeking help or sabi mo normalizing help is getting natural. Kumbaga, sa tulong ng mga ganito conversation and sa other mga activities ng government and mga NGO, things become better. Yung mental health parang yan foundation ng bahay. Alam mo
Mm,
yun? It is how
yes.
important this is. Kumbaga, without it, there can be no health. So, what is one message of hope naman? Ito yung isa sa mga last question natin. What is your message of hope you would like to share to someone who is struggling all by herself or is struggling in silence? Ano naman ang masasabi mo doon?
Ayun, for those people who are struggling alone or struggling quietly, I hope that you'll be able to also realize na hindi ka mag-isa and you're not too much. No, there are a lot of people. You might not see it as of the moment yet, but there are a lot of people who is willing to help you so you don't have to struggle quietly. And also, aside from that, you can go ahead and also seek help. Then there's healing in every little steps. Kahit gaano pa ka baby step yan, you're already one step ahead towards your healing. So, yun po.
Yes, thank you so much. And you can still live as a normal person. You can have a brighter future.
Yes.
You can study, you can go abroad, you can do like other person do. There is nothing wrong with seeking help. There is that, and there are a lot of people na nakaka-experience. You are not alone. And this is not, sabi nga, this is not the end of the world. Yon. So, baka may nagtatanong dito na how can they contact you, or are you tag dito offering mga services, or do you have a page or a channel na pwedeng i-follow ng ating mga viewers? You can share it, Christine.
Yes, I have TikTok account. That's where I post most of my things that I do. I might post things about mental health as well there in the future. But I have TikTok account. You can follow me at it's Anxiety. So it's like anxiety, but the end is like TIN. So it's Anxiety at TikTok. So ayun po. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Ayan, if you want to invite there for inspirational talk or mga mental health advocacy talk, you can just message her dun sa sinabi niyang sa TikTok, niya. Then search, you can search Kristen Mercado. Ayun na ba yun? Lalabas na yung Ayun. So, thank you so much once again sa mga na-tune in sa ating another episode for our mental health conversation for you and for your wellness. And we hope na makasama uli natin si Christine sa mga other episode natin dito sa Your Mental Health Ally. Tama ba? Okay lang ba sa'yo, Christine? Next time ulit?
Yes, of course. Yes, I would
Yun.
love to.
So, thank you po, and thank you sa lahat ng nanood.
Alright.